We had thunderstorms all weekend, so we actually didn't get a chance to pull everything, but on the plus side, the ground is really nice and wet, and it's making it really easy to pull any plants like the broccoli that we've already harvested, and to get any of the weeds out, roots and all, of course. So we're going to go through this morning and work on that a little bit more. We've been trying to get up early and get that done in the morning since we didn't get it done this weekend. Soon we'll be ready to start planting some beans though, maybe even by the end of the day. We'll just have to play it by ear and see how it goes.
Go on, enjoy the day.
There they all are.
Aw, all of them hatched.
Yep, every single one of them hatched. Hey guys, this evening we are planting beans. So I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about planting beans in a raised bed and a couple tips and tricks to get a little bit larger yield every year. So this year, and like every year, we're doing Roma beans. If you don't know what variety of bean you'd like to plant, the best thing to do is to ask around. Ask your grandparents, maybe some aunts and uncles, your parents, anyone that you know has a garden and does beans. It's a great place to start. Even better if you've had their beans and you adored them. Now you may be thinking, haven't had that many people's beans. Potlucks, church gatherings, family get-togethers, those are a really, really great place to try different varieties of beans. At least in our family it has been, because that's a very common side in our area to bring to a party. So these are the beans that my grandma and my mom grew growing up, and we absolutely adore them. They're not very stringy, so when it comes time to string these beans, it's not nearly as time consuming. But more than that, when I think of a bowl of green beans, these are the beans I think of. So for us, it is my kids growing up, even as babies, they wouldn't eat store-bought green beans. They would only eat my mom's beans, so I had to go to growing those, and I have no regrets. I absolutely love these beans. So if you're doing this in a raised bed like I am, your best bet is to do what they consider double row planting. That means you do 2 rows that are close together. These are about 6 inches apart. And then you plant your beans like normal. So within the row, they're 3 inches apart. In this raised bed, now this is a little bit wider raised bed than most are. It's 5 foot across. I can get 4 rows or 2 double rows in this raised bed. That really just means I've taken up a lot less space, but I'm going to get just as big as a yield as I would have 4 rows in a conventional style garden. I think a lot of people, when they go to raised garden beds, they think that they're not going to be able to grow as much, but in all honesty, you can get a lot of produce out of a raised bed. I know for me, I was really skeptical when I first switched to them, but I absolutely adore them, and now I kind of don't like the hassle of doing a conventional garden, for one, because this is so convenient to sit at this height and weed. If you're new to gardening, this is a great one to start with too, because they are so easy to grow. They have literally about 1 or 2 pests. For us here in Virginia, the Mexican bean beetle is about the worst pest we get for them. But if you grow enough of them, you really don't have to worry about them too much, and you can always come out and pick the bugs, even though that's not the most fun. So I've got to get these planted before it gets too dark, but tomorrow we're going to be picking blackberries. We've seen some of those coming in, and the rest of our beets, so we're going to get those pickled. We'll see you next time.